Hi friends, welcome to Fly By the Seed of Your Plants Gardening. So now we're heading into the end of September and there's still so much to do. So I think I'll give you an update and I'll show you what I do in September. And I'll show you a bit of my succession planting too. This is my deck in September. It's really messy. I've got my seeding station here. Last did quinoa. As you can see, this is what it looks like when it's fresh. I'm just hanging it to dry and then it'll look like this and it'll just crumble right up and the seeds will fall out and then you just soak them. Let the seeds fall to the bottom, strain it out, and then cook them just like you normally would. And so we've got like these Boston ferns that we hung up this year. Really did love that, but it's getting pretty cold and I'm thinking about taking them inside. That'll be my last priority because I think I might survive the winter. But I've also got to take in this. It's passion flower. So I've killed my passion flower every winter for the last 2 years. This is my 3rd year. This is obviously a brand new one this year, so hopefully it survives. I'm going to throw it in the greenhouse and I'm going to protect it from the cold. I didn't flower this year, but almost, so maybe next year. Another thing you gotta do in September is pull all the tomatoes in. We had our first rainfall last night, first one in a few months actually. My tomatoes have perked up. I'm seeing like, not frost yet, but a lot of condensation. Everything is getting mildew, what's it called? Powdery mildew all over it. I'm gonna pull all the tomatoes in, keep them by the window or in a brown paper bag. While I'm picking tomatoes, I thought I'd mention too that I always leave, like if I see one has gotten eaten, I'll leave it in the garden as like a trap. They'll just want to go for that one that's right and juicy and available, and they'll leave my other ones alone. I see a lot of questions about this. This is stress from inconsistent watering. If your tomatoes do have that, just let them ripen. They're still good to eat. And like, if you're seeing a lot of green tomatoes and you're like, oh no, I didn't plant at the right time, just throw that thought out of the window because you probably have an indeterminate tomato vine, which is just going to keep going and keep going until the season ends. Surprise cucumber! And once I plucked all the garlic out, I succession planted everything that's in here. So that's where that surprise cucumber came from. I've got the tomato plants that I've gotten tons of tomatoes off of already. What else do I got here? I got some peppers. I already picked them, but there were pimentos on here and they got huge. There's some Swiss chard hiding back there. Beans are coming in. These beans are so good. They're like these white navy beans. So I'm gonna leave them and then have them dry out. I've got them like sprinkled all throughout. Speaking of succession planting, so this is my rhubarb. It's still surprisingly growing. I've got 2 patches of it and both of them different types of rhubarb and they're both still growing. So what I do with rhubarb is, well, you saw the first video how I got them early because I put that bucket over it. So they started to sprout up when it was dark, and then I just pick them one by one and leave that center piece so that they'll just keep growing from it. These are all ready too, but like, okay, so with this, these will protect from the frost. So, I mean, I'm just gonna leave those. I got way too much to do today. I neglected these. They dried out a while ago. I picked them and I thought I'd have time to seed them. Now they're kind of getting too mildewy for my liking to harvest, but I do have a lot more in the garden. And I will be harvesting these. These are chickpeas. Yeah, black chickpeas. Pretty cool, eh? Got a random pumpkin here. So lots of people ask about pumpkins too now that it's getting wet. So what I do is I will like take, you know, the moldy stuff, take that away from it and try and let it just have as much airflow as it can, get it off the ground, and leave it on the vine. Because, I mean, that's what they do at the pumpkin fields, right? When you go and pick out your pumpkin. The thing you can do to help save the zucchini that you still have is just pluck all, like, the crap ones off. And then, obviously, onions. pluck off like, well, actually I would leave that leaf, but I mean, that's a great leaf. But like something that's hovering over and collecting a bunch of the downy mildew. Chop those off. Get them out of the way so that your good leaves can select more sunlight. Prune, prune, prune so that the last few bits of fruit that you do have can grow to the best that they can. Hey cutie. Hey girls. What's your food? Hey girls. Come on. Yeah, that's okay. What a girl. Alright. Had some trauma in the coop. Got a mink that came by and attacked 4 birds, so I have set up extra barriers for the run here. And giving the survivors some extra love. We'll get new chicken soon. Okay, yeah, I totally got sidetracked before. So what I was saying is this is the bed that was garlic and then I succession planted. And so, yeah, everything in here has been succession planted. This is, oh yeah, that's the chickpeas that are still coming in, still flowering even. Got some cucumber and that one's ready to be picked. Okay, and remember how I had that video on the parsley growing with the garlic? And so it's recommended that you don't do that because apparently they don't help each other out or something. Oh, was that a big red? Oh yeah, no, it got eaten. Anyway, this parsley is huge. It's like 3 feet tall. It's the most insane parsley. So now I'm starting to wonder, are we not to plant parsley with garlic because the parsley takes away so much from the garlic? Because my parsley has never been so happy. Yeah, so if you know anything about that, just let me know. And then just for reference, so like this is that same parsley and it's only, I mean, it's only a foot high maybe. This is by our kitchen, so we're plucking this a lot more than the other one, but still like 1 foot versus 3 feet. I mean, the other parsley looks like celery. It's so huge. It's not celery. And of course, another thing I do is collect seeds. So this echinacea is ready to be seeded. There is a little seed pod right there, if you can see that. There you go. I put those out in my seed library. Mentioned Seed Library before. It's a really great resource for free seeds. And pretty much every town has them. And this is just a reminder that like if you keep deadheading your calendulas, they will keep coming up even though it's so cold out. And lastly, this is the potato tower. I've been collecting potatoes off of it for a few weeks now, and today I'm gonna dig it all up and get the rest. Otherwise they're just gonna get green and go to waste. I never know when to harvest my sweet potato, ever. They're still growing purple vines. A little bit dying. I mean, there's some yellow leaves down at the base. They flowered pretty much right when I put them in, and then never again. So, I mean, and only one of them flowered, so like, I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, there's a tuber. Okay. Pretty small, still pretty young looking. I think I'm gonna leave them in for a bit more. I mean, like, when do we eat these? We eat them in like November, right? So I'm gonna leave them in. They're not rotting, they're very young. I think that's a good decision. have you ever spent months on something and then you realize that like the amount of potatoes that you got was maybe $5 worth? I probably grew the same amount of potatoes this year that I did in the years prior. Probably grew more in the years prior, where I used 4 square feet. This potato box was like 3 feet high, 3 feet wide, 3 feet deep, 9 square feet, I guess. Is that 9, I don't know, 3 by 3 by 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 times 3. So 27 square feet? The math right there? Anyway. 27 square feet and $5 worth of potatoes. But I did notice that the potatoes that were growing on the dark side of the potato wall thingy, whatever you call it, tower, those ones were doing better. I noticed that in the summer, and I noticed that just now when I harvested, there was more potatoes on the dark side. So I'm learning that potatoes actually like a bit of shade. So I think then next year I'm gonna do it again. But I'm gonna take that potato frame that I had or tower, and I'm gonna make it 1 square foot by 1 square foot. And I'm gonna do like maybe 2 of those, and then I'll put some in the garden bed, and then we'll do a little experiment and see which ones like it better. I don't know. Now that I'm sweating my beans off, let's go see what we got for succession planting, if we've got any success at all. I decided to try succession planting with this like, what is it called, short harvest variety or whatever. I don't know, short germination variety or something. So, I mean, I did get a good harvest already in July. So, I mean, we got some. They don't look totally huge. They are still growing. Yeah, not too bad. All right, that's second growth. Ah, crap. What the hell is that? Okay, well, that one got eaten. Ooh, that's a pretty good one. All right. Yeah. That's good. All right, they're not all garbage. I'm gonna harvest some carrots. Oh, and beets. I'm not gonna pull it, but it's also succession planted beets, and they did so good this year. I actually didn't get any wireworms. So yeah, I got way too many beets, but I'm so happy with how well they've turned out. Oh my gosh, look at this one. Frick yeah. Wondering what to do with those downy mildew leaves. I throw my downy mildew leaves in the compost every year, and I never get downy mildew. And in the greenhouse, so like I said, we're going to leave the sweet potatoes a little bit longer. This is my ginger. I've never grown that before. I don't know if it's harvest time or not. What do you think? I mean, look at all that. Oof, I don't know. It looks like pretty new there. I think I'm gonna leave it and see if more will start growing. Oh goodness, look at that. Oh, that's so exciting. I brought in these flowers, just some basil, Thai basil. So I got my fig tree in here for 1 more year. I'm not ready to plant it yet. I took my kiwi and I did plant it in the ground. Not sure if that's going to survive or not. Hopefully it does. And then another thing I gotta do is, well, I've already done some of it, is bring in some of these succulents. I gotta bring this one back in, this one back in, the snake plants, my jade. I'm gonna leave the Tradescantia out for the winter. I know it's gonna die, but I brought enough of it in that I'm not too worried about it. And if it lives, that'll be pretty cool experiment, right? Yeah, hens and chicks are gonna stay outside. This is weed. Oh, this is the orchid. Is that an orchid? I don't know what that is. I mean, it was at my place of work dying, so I brought it home. And it did well inside, so well that I clipped it up and brought some of it outside, and even it's starting to grow a new leaf here too. So I'll bring it in for the winter, bring it back out next summer. Of course, all of the tropicals have to come back in. This, oof, oh dear. These are my tropicals living in, what's it called? Semi-hydro. This is that pineapple. Probably showed a video on that before. It was given to me as a gift, I think 2 years ago, maybe just last year, and we ate it and then cut the top off of the baby. We're growing it again, and hopefully it'll give us fruit probably in 5 years. Another reason why I grow my plants in LECA is because when I do bring them inside, or even inside, if I happen to catch a bug, they catch bugs way less frequently if they're growing in LECA. But if they do happen to have any pests, then you can just run them in the shower, blast it off. Like, you don't have to deal with the dirt all over your kitchen counter or even outside, up in the sweep, whatever. Well, that's about all I got in me for today. Just gonna finish off by pruning up some of these tomatoes that I'm leaving on the vine. That way all the energy can go to the fruit. And if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. This was a long one. Sorry about that. Thanks for watching and happy gardening.